Hello YouTube, my name is Winston Smith. I'm going to be doing a commentary on KELLY Gayel King interview. During the interview, she asked him multiple different questions about accusations about sexual molestation, about keeping a grown woman captive, being abusive towards women. Now, the one part of this particular conversation that's basically I'm going to have to throw out immediately is the abuse towards adult women. These are adult women. They can choose to leave whenever they want. There might be some psychological mind games that's going on to where he has them under his spell, but at the same time, they're adults. They're 23 and 21. You can't sit here and basically trying to put someone in jail because of a particular relationship they're having with an adult. Now, the parents of these adult women are partially to blame for introducing them to R. Kelly at a tender age. Yes, they share some responsibility. Aaliyah's mother shares some responsibility. The parents of all these young children that brought them, their kids, around R. Kelly share some type of responsibility. But R. Kelly shares the other half of the responsibility because he's the one that's physically, sexually involved with these young people. So yes, but for Joycelyn Savage and Arizero Clary, no, you're adults. I mean, you have weaves that cost a lot of money, you have clothes that cost a lot of money, makeup that costs a lot of money, shoes, your lifestyle. So basically, there's a sugar mama or sugar daddy, sugar baby situation. 2.5 men. Charlie Sheen, he had two girlfriends living with him, and he was 50 something at the time. He turned out having HIV. So he was exposing these two women to God knows what pathogens that was passing through his blood while he was 52 and while they were in their 20s, and he called them his goddesses, right, in his profile on ABC News. And they were just there with them in the house, and him and his goddesses. So it's okay for Charlie Sheen, but not okay for R. Kelly. So you can't have one way and not the other. So you can't have one 50-year-old star with two women living with him. It's okay, and then another guy, it's not okay. So what he's doing with minors, inappropriate. It's not supposed to be done. But what he's doing with adult women, that's his business. So again, I don't think he should be convicted based off of what he's doing with adult women, because again, if he chooses to mentally abuse them, that's not against the law. That's you're going along with that. You understand? If you're a female, so if you want to sit here and be a victim, you can't be with your abuser and be a victim at the same time, right? You cannot be with your abuser and then play the victim role at the same time. You need to separate yourself from the abuser. Then you can play yourself the victim role. Then you can complain, because if you're basically sitting here backing and supporting him, saying that he's not doing anything wrong, saying that your parents is doing this for money, then okay, she doesn't consider herself a victim. So then why are people feeling sorry for them? They choose to be there of their own will, right? They're adults. So he might have a mental control over them, but he doesn't have physical control over them to where they can't leave, right? So the investigation that's going on right now is if he's forcing women against their will to stay with him. Part one. Part two, this is another investigation into alleged videotape that shows him having sex with someone that they claim is 14. It could have been role playing. It could have been a whole host of things, right? So again, they're trying to convict somebody with no DNA evidence. That means Bill Cosby got convicted without any DNA evidence of any type of sexual wrong. He just got convicted by the sheer number and force of the amount of victims that came forward, but no DNA evidence. R. Kelly right now, again, when they're out to get you, they're going to find any reason to put you behind bars. Just to keep you there, just to hold you there, just so they can build a case against you, right? That's the only thing they're doing. Child support, $160,000, that's a lot of money, but there's plenty of stars that owe money for child support. They use that as a mechanism to get them in the jail, keep them in jail, so they can have a higher rate of conviction, because if the person's already behind jail in bars, then it's a higher rate of conviction. That's what the statistics say. If someone comes out in an orange jumpsuit the jury's more likely to believe that they're guilty because they're on hold. They're basically behind bars. If the person come in with their own suit of their own free will, then that means, the jury might see, okay, maybe there's a chance. But if the person's wearing an orange jumpsuit, then this is gonna lead the jury to basically assume in their mind that the person's guilty already. So that's a common trick that the prosecutors use. Get you on something minor, hold you in jail, trump it up, deny bail just to keep you on in their grasp. So when you're led before a jury, they can control how you're basically presented to the jury. Because when you basically go in there on your own suit, your own tie, your own everything, that means you can present yourself a certain way. They don't want that. They want to present you a certain way and basically present the evidence in a certain way to basically try you in a certain way to get a conviction. So this lining you up. It's called railroading, right? That means we're putting you on this track and sending you down this track at as fast a speed as possible to get a conviction. That's exactly what they're doing. If you're going to get a conviction off of a videotape, you're supposed to have evidence that the videotape was filmed at a certain year with the person that was underage at the time. And again, now Ohio has different statutes of limitations. I believe I read that Ohio has no statute of limitations when it comes to sexual molestation or rape. That's the reason why he's being tried right now, by technicality. Because majority of people that have been molested decades later, they're not going to get a Sunday school teacher from 1984 and bring them up on charges. All right, they're not going to get a particular father-in-law or boyfriend from the 90s and bring him up on charges. Because he's famous, because it's basically it's an outcry and a backlash, and it's a lot of media attention. They have to have something. They have to show something. So they have to show that, some type of conviction. This is the same like O.J. Simpson. They didn't get him on the first time. Now that there's media backlash and outcry, and now we're going to get him on something. Bill Cosby, we didn't get him up before. Well, even though there's no DNA evidence, we got to get a conviction on him. We can't have this guy get away. Meanwhile, Weinstein, he just loses money. Woody Allen, he has a movie coming out this year. So again, priorities are all mixed up here. The white people, they lose money, they lose stock. The black people's doing the same thing. They lose decades behind jail. This is basically, if you're going to lock them up, you lock up all of them. You don't lock up just the white pedophiles or just the black pedophiles. You lock up treat everybody the same. This criminal justice system that the country has does not treat everybody the same. And even when it comes to the worst of the worstest people, the sickest of the sickest people don't deserve life themselves, the pedophiles, they treat the pedophiles differently. You see, that's this is the reason why some people don't believe in capital punishment in this country. This is the reason why. Look at this example, right? You have R. Kelly facing 70 years in jail. Bill Cosby, Weinstein is still free. Woody Allen is still married to his daughter-in-law. He's still free. It's like, huh? Because they have two separate systems. One for white people, one for black people. Just like they have for the cops. The cops kill you, okay, not guilty. You kill a cop, every cop in the country is looking for you, looking to put a bullet in your head. If they do, oh well, he's a cop killer. So bring him in dead or alive. So it's just like some of the same particular old time mentality stuff that they had. It's the same thing they have now, just doing it on TV and on the internet. Okay, if he's guilty, he's guilty. Okay, these are alleged sexual assaults. He has a history of these allegations stretching back decades. You treat them as allegations. Every allegation needs to be investigated, not believed. You can't just believe anything someone says out their mouth. Yeah, I mean, so I'm a multi-millionaire. So you don't believe everything I just say out my mouth? I mean, common sense. You see what I'm saying? So I could say, oh, this person owes me $5,000. No, if that claim is supposed to be investigated, you don't just believe that someone owes me $5,000. You're supposed to investigate it to find out if I'm owed that money. You don't just give me $5,000 because I told you that you owe me $5,000. That'll make no sense. To put someone in jail just because I told you, oh, he's a sexual predator, you have to find evidence. Hopefully DNA evidence. Now, if this videotape evidence is going to be damning and he deserves to go to jail, okay, he's a sick man. But the parents that are allowing their children to go over to his 13, 14-year-old woman, to go around this grown man without any supervision, they're also responsible. You can't just put it all on R. Kelly. And R. Kelly, we said during the interview, you can't double jeopardy me. That means if I got found acquitted on these charges, you can't come back and throw the charges back in my face. I already got acquitted. Some people said, "Oh well, the fact that you're acquitted doesn't mean anything. You're guilty of it. The common sense say you're guilty. Oh, those people, you paid them off, you bought them off. They basically, it was a technicality. It doesn't matter. Once you're basically acquitted, you're acquitted. That's it. So if you're trying to, if this is basically about a legal case, now if you're basically trying to say press him because, oh well, just because you just want to find out. If you're talking about legality, what's done is done. What's in the past is in the past. Once you're not guilty, you're not guilty. Once you're acquitted, you're acquitted. So any old allegation, I gotta even respond to it. You see what I'm saying? If there's new allegations, okay. The new allegations, we would get to that when we get to that. But the old allegations, once I'm acquitted on it, that's it. It's a court of law. Innocent until proven guilty. I was not proven guilty, therefore you can't use it against me.